Alright, it says we are now live, so let's see as soon as it comes across. And
we live.
We are live. So, hello everybody. This is your boy Tattooed Bert coming at you with another live stream. As always,
Bert.
What?
Sorry to interrupt. Bring your volume level up. You are very, very low.
Is that any better?
Hold on a second. No, bring it up more.
More? Alright,
yeah.
Hold on.
Max it.
Let's do this. Or no, not playback device.
Hey, Donnie.
Hey, Donnie.
Hey, Tommy.
Hey guys, just 1 second. I'm kind of messing with my volume. Evidently, it's pretty low here, so.
It's still very low.
I know. I'm still trying to. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, that's not going to work. So let's do it this way. Audio. Advanced. Yeah, sorry guys. This is just going to take a second here. Alright, is that any better there?
Give me a second. I gotta wait 30 for it to come up.
Alright.
Yeah, it's a little bit better. It's still not great.
Alright. I don't know what happened here. I don't know what happened with my audio. For some reason I can't get it to work 100%, right?
Yeah, it's still low, but at least it's a little bit better than what it was.
Right.
Basically going to have to suck on your mic there, I think.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Joey. Dorothy says I sound fine to her. She doesn't know what you're smoking. Meh. You tell him, Daddy. Alright, Tommy. Alright, I sound good to everybody else then? Alright, cool.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm not listening to Joey anymore when it comes to audio. Meh. Anyway, guys, as you all know, I'm your boy Tattooed Bert. This is my little live show that I do on Saturdays. As always, I have my guest here. You want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
How you doing, folks? My name's Joe. I run my vaping place YouTube channel. We do a lot of mostly hardware reviews and stuff. Done a few juice reviews. Mostly I do DIY stuff in that department. You can find me here on YouTube. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram, Google Plus, and one or two other places I can't even think of right now. So yeah, I'm all over the place like stuff on a wall.
Oh Lord, one or two other places you can't think of? What?
Yeah, well, hey, look, I'm not feeling that hot today, so cut me some slack, dude.
Oh man.
Yes, I am an overall stalker.
Oh yeah. Well, I could have told you that. I mean, I found a couple of juice bottles, empty juice bottles outside my window, along with a 3-foot tall ladder. And now I'm really starting to think it was Joey trying to watch me sleep at night. But that has neither been confirmed nor denied at this point in time.
No, it's probably the leprechaun stealing your juice.
For all I know, it could have been Tommy too. I don't know.
I don't think you would have needed a 3-foot ladder for that one.
Yeah, you're right. He might have needed a 4-footer. I got tall balls. But anyway, how's everybody doing out there? I'll tell you what. Let's start off with the normal thing here that almost every live show does, and I guess I'm going to go ahead and be the same. What's everybody vaping on out there? What are you vaping on? What kind of juice are you vaping today? What type of flavor? What kind of setup rig are you guys vaping with today? All that good stuff. Me personally, right now, I've got, as always, my stacked 26650 tube mod here. Vaping on some Pursuit by Anchors Away. It is their tobacco flavor, which is an awesome tobacco flavor. It's actually a tobacco and bourbon kind of flavor, so you get that good earthy flavor, the earthy note of the tobacco, along with that kind of smooth bourbony kind of flavor along with it. Freaking awesome juice. I highly recommend it. But what about you guys? What are y'all vaping on?
Dottie's on her T-Priv with a Govat on top and her blueberry mango watermelon, I believe it is, if I remember correctly.
Blueberry mango watermelon. That sounds really good.
That's her That's one of her DIYs.
Gotcha. Twisted Messes with the drag. Okay.
Yeah. And she's got a cran. That's another one of her DIYs.
Oh, nice. What about you, Mr. Joe?
Got my RX 200S here with the Aromomizer Supreme V2 on top. I've got my peach mango apricot in cream juice in here. Set it up last week and it's been sitting up on the shelf aging, and it's not bad. I think the cream needs to come out a little bit more. Also got my VT75 over here with the Amit 25 on there, and that's got my black and blueberry with vanilla bean gelato in it.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Yeah, I've also got my RX 200 over here with my big tank, the dump tank on it, with my peanut butter custard flavor that I DIY'd, and it's actually very, very tasty. I did forget to mention that.
Sounds interesting.
Oh, it's
too bad I'm not in the peanut butter flavored vapes though.
Yeah. It kind of tastes like a peanut butter cookie that you dipped in milk, kind of. But it doesn't have like that big cookie flavor to it, which is fine because I don't really care for the big cookie flavor, if you will. I haven't found a good one yet that I like for DIY.
Try Inawera's cookie. Inawera's got a very good cookie flavor that they use.
Yeah, a lot of the cookie flavors that I've found, they're a little bit too what's the word I'm looking for here? They're not so much like a cookie flavor, but they've got too much of the like a flour kind of taste to them, I guess. You know, it doesn't taste like a real cookie to me, but
tastes more like a cookie dough, you mean?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
And not in a good way either.
Yeah.
But as to be expected, yeah, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I've never been into pastry vapes. I could never turn around and seem to get my taste buds to wrap around pastry vapes. You okay over there, dude?
Oh yeah. I'm sorry, just had a
shit.
Little hot juice kind of popping up in the back of my throat. Ooh.
Ooh.
I hate when that happens. Hate when it spits.
Yeah, hot lava's not good in the back of the throat.
No, Dorothy, not a dry hit. Just juice spitting up in the back of my throat. for some reason this setup that I have, the coils I have set up, especially when I go to just rejuice it, it likes to spit at first. I don't know why. It just started doing that.
Have you, well, when you turn around and when you put your wicking in there, how tight do you put the wicking in?
Well, I put it in fairly tight.
When you actually put the wicking in, do you see the interior portion of the coil moving around on you or
No,
not?
no, it just started doing this, and I haven't rewicked it in a while.
Okay, then that what's probably happened is you probably wound up either singeing or
Probably.
burning through the center of that wick, and you've probably got a void in there that's got the juice welling up in it, and that's what's causing the popping.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a distinct possibility. I gotta probably gotta just rewick it and everything. It's
yeah,
not a big deal.
that's what I would suggest. Yeah, and when you do, what I do is when first off, I'm a little bit of a lazy son of a bitch, so I always use space coils because I don't have to go fiddle farting around with them
Right.
to turn around and get them all glowing and everything else. You space them out, boink them a little bit, pop them in,
Yeah.
and they just glow.
Oh yeah.
And they glow perfectly from the first get-go. Not only that, but because they're spaced, there's a lot more room for the cotton to turn around and basically breathe a little bit.
Right.
So you don't wind up having the center piece of the cotton like burning out on you in the very middle of it
Yeah.
because it gets just too damn hot in there. So and by putting in a lot of wick in there, so that way when I bring it through, I have to like twist it as I'm bringing it through, and the center part of the coil starts to jiggle around a little bit.
Uh.
At that point, I find that I don't have any spit back at all
Uh.
because with the space coil giving it room for stuff to basically vaporize out, it helps to keep the cotton below the burn point, and because it keeps it below the burn point, you don't have that dwelling up there.
Right.
So it seems to work for me.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm just like I said. I'm probably going to have to, just rewick everything and probably just
Yeah.
redo these coils because they are a couple months old. But hey,
Couple months old.
it's not
Hmm.
it's not rare for me to go to leave a coil in for, 3, 4, 5 months at a time.
Coil or wicking?
Coil.
Okay. Coils you can get away with like that, as long as you just burn them off every so often.
Yeah.
But the
Oh, yeah.
wicking, nah, I find that
No.
you got to do the wicking at least once a week.
Yeah, I do. I rewick about once a week, roughly. Maybe a week, maybe a week and a half, depending on how much I'm using it. But yeah, I change the wicking on it quite often. It's just every time I do change the change the wicking on it, I always take and burn the coils, glow them, get them glowing, then steam clean them with a little bit of water in a spray bottle to clean off all the gunk, and they come right back to almost new.
You know what works good for me?
Yeah, wire
Brass
brush.
brush. Yeah, brass brush.
Yep.
I'll turn around, I'll blow them out, let all the crap burn off of it. I'll wire brush them,
Right.
burn them once more until they're glowing real good, and then I'll just turn around. I'll just very carefully take it off and then dip it into my ultrasonic cleaner over here, which I keep on the desk, and just basically quench it and then go over a little bit more with the wire brush, and it comes out
Yeah, that's actually
sparkling.
that's another thing that I do need to get is an ultrasonic cleaner. That's something I would like to get. That way, for cleaning off coils that say for this one, if I have a coil in there for a couple weeks, need to clean it, I can just unscrew it, throw it in the ultrasonic cleaner, let it do its thing.
No, you're not going to. I guarantee you, you're not going to turn around. You're not going to get your coil cleaned putting it in an ultrasonic cleaner. You're going to have to burn it off.
Oh no, that's what I mean. Like burn it off and everything, and then put it in there to just make sure that it gets all the stuff in between to come out and whatnot. But also for whenever I buy a new like RDA or RTA or whatever, buy a new
Definitely
atomizer, put it in there, run it through at least 2 cycles to try to get all the oil, the cutting oil and stuff off, all the machining oil and stuff out of it, and get it clean and ready to go. Sterilize it.
Usually, what I find is that with my ultrasonic cleaner, if I just put in a little bit of vinegar into the water, it works great for taking off all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And not only is it environmentally friendly, but it turns around. It also the vinegar also it helps to inhibit any kind of biological growth in there.
Right.
So I don't have to go and clean out the tank every so often.
Well, pretty much any acid, any kind of acid will do that, and vinegar is actually a very dilute acid, a very weak acid. Another thing that a friend of mine told me about using is lemon juice.
Lemon juice works too.
Yeah, it's a little bit stronger acid. It helps kill the microbial growth, but it also, if a little bit stays on there, it's not a big deal. It adds a little bit of flavor.
There you go. But yeah, no, I picked this ultrasonic cleaner up off of eBay for, I think it was like $60. It's temperature control as well as
right
timer in there, and it's a 2-liter, but you only get 2 liters if you fill it all the way up to the brim.
Right.
So it's really actually only about 1.5 liters, and when you, I use it a lot for when I'm doing my juices.
Right. Do the hot steep?
Yes and no.
Well, I should say do a warm steep.
Yeah, that's part of it. I use my magic bullet over here to basically get the VG and the PG to all mix up and everything else and get it thoroughly incorporated.
That's a good idea.
When it comes out of the magic bullet, it looks kind of like a McDonald's milkshake.
Right.
So it's thoroughly aerated. So that helps to start the steeping process. But it also is a bitch to turn around and try and bottle it. So I'll bottle it into a couple of different bottles, throw it into the ultrasonic cleaner. The ultrasonic portion of the cleaner breaks up the bubbles and clarifies the juice. I put it in generally for like a 30-minute deal. And about halfway through that, it comes out. It's pretty much clarified to the point where it's like it's see-through.
Right.
And then with the extra 15 minutes with the heat on, I bring it up to like 50 centigrade, and let it sit there for a full half an hour, and it gives me the equivalent of about a week's steep. So.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Yeah. It works very nice.
It concentrates all the bubbles together, brings them to the top and everything, and de-aerates it, I guess. You could say.
Yep, de-aerates it and clarifies the juice, and steeps it at the same time. And with the aeration that the bullet gives it, it starts the degrading of the nicotine a little bit. So that way, it starts mellowing out the nicotine, because I've tried it beforehand, and oh my God, it's rough on rats. Yeah, don't even go there, dude.
Right.
I know where your brain is going already. But yeah,
I'm glad one of us does.
Yeah, but it's really rough and raw when you first take it out of the bullet.
Right.
but as soon as it gets out of the ultrasonic cleaner, it's mellowed out considerably. It's
Mm.
the equivalent really of about a week's worth of steep time. So
Gotcha. Gotcha. So Dorothy, how about you? What do you do? I know you do some DIY stuff as well. Do you do anything for like a quick steep or anything like that with your juices? And I'll tell you what, everybody that's watching this on, if you're watching this on the re-upload for it as well, if you do any kind of DIY, what do you do for? Do you do anything for like a quick steep or anything like that as well? Or even if you buy a juice that needs to be steeped after you get it, do you do any kind of quick steeping, any hot steeping for it, or do you just kind of, do the standard thing of set it aside in a cool, dark place and let it sit for a week or whatever, and let it steep on its own? And let's see, Dorothy says fruits. We use the bullet to mix it. Makes less time to have it to sit. Okay.
yep.
That
If you don't use the ultrasonic cleaner to clarify it, it's going to take about 24 hours
okay.
for the mixed juice out of the bullet to clarify. It just has to.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and like Dorothy says, fruit fruit vapes you can pretty much shake and vape.
Right.
It's the creams and the custards that you actually have to let sit for at least a week.
Right. Yeah, that's one thing that I found with mine. I made a comment earlier. I said earlier about the that peanut butter custard, or it's like a peanut butter cream custard with a little bit of custard to it.
Right.
It did take it about 2 weeks for the custard and the cream really to come through, and the peanut butter not to overpower it. But after it steeped, it's freaking awesome.
Mm.
But yeah, that's actually a good idea. I might actually get one of those magic bullets to mix juices with.
Yeah, they're not that expensive.
Right.
You can pick up. You can generally pick up like the kit that they have that's got the two different size containers to it, and
Right.
sometimes they have two different sized blades. I like using the chopping blade because it gets more action than the mixing blade that they have in there.
Right.
It just works better.
Okay.
And I just pop that in there. The two different size blades. So if I'm doing like, we'll say a 30 or a 60 mil, I'll use the small container.
Right.
If I'm doing like like 240 or something like that,
Uh-huh.
I'll use the larger container.
Hmm.
So I can turn around and pretty much make 2, 3. I think the most I can make in there is like 3 120s at one time. Like, what was it? Oh, wait a minute. Last week, I made these two 120s here,
Mm-hmm.
and this one here, which I've been kind of working on pretty much for the last week. Made them up in the large container.
Right.
I made the juicy peach mango apricot with cream up in the small container last week, and I did my juicy grape and blackberry, which is still sitting up there. It's also got cream in it as a base flavor. That's still sitting up there, and I haven't cracked into that one yet, but that one looks like it's, from initial spot testings, it tastes pretty good. So
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to get some other things here for my DIY. I'm got more flavors here. I honestly do need to get more nicotine. But I want to get the 100 milligram nicotine. So, I vape at 3. I figure with the 100 milligram it'd be a lot easier to divvy up into like 120s or 30 mils or whatever to get the 3 milligram that I vape. And I can use
exactly.
less nicotine, make it stretch a little bit more.
Exactly, that's what I do. I've got 2.5 liters sitting in my freezer right now. The half liter out of the third one,
Excuse
I've
me.
got that one. That's the one I'm working with right now.
Right.
Um, that's all 100 milligram, 100% VG that I use in there. And when I'm doing 120 mil, I basically use like oh about three and a little bit more milliliters of the nicotine. So it lasts a long time.
Right.
You know, if you just get yourself a good, you get yourself a good juice calculator. Um, it works great, and you can just follow the recipe.
Right. Another thing I just thought of, for mixing DIY, if you want to mix and also do kind of like a hot quick steep or a warm quick steep with it, um, get one of those heated mix plates that they use for
Doesn't work.
in chemistry.
Doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Doesn't work at
Oh.
all. Um, the only one that you would be able to probably be able to make use of is the ones where it has the stirrer in there, the circulating magnet in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, those things are freaking expensive.
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about. It has the plate itself heats up, and it also has a magnet where you put. It looks like a little pill, but it's a magnetic plastic pill
Yeah.
that you put in that spins and mixes.
Yeah, the problem with that thing is it produces a vortex in there.
Yeah.
Uh, and because of that, it doesn't turn around and it doesn't mix it properly.
Well,
Okay.
I was just thinking to use that as like a quick steeper. Put
Yeah.
put some sand on the plate itself. Have the plate heat the sand up. You put your juice in there. Your
In
DIY
that kind of
juice,
a,
and
in
do it
that
that
kind
way.
of a situation, you're getting the heat coming up just from the bottom.
Yeah, but if you have
Okay.
the mixer on as well, it aerates it. It'll rotate, spin it,
It,
and kind of get it all the way through.
well, I guess it could work. They use it in labs for mixing and stuff like that a
Yeah.
lot, and for for heating stuff through. I don't know. It doesn't the for me, the way I see it, the ultrasonic cleaner works better because it's a full water bath. Okay, the
Right.
whole bottle is getting
All right.
warmed at the same time and getting a gentle warming
Fair.
as
Fair.
opposed to being a
Yeah.
heating element underneath of it, which unless if it something should happen or it
Yeah.
stops spinning for whatever reason, the stuff at the bottom is going to get hotter than the stuff at the top.
And it
Um,
could possibly scorch it and everything else. Yeah, that's true.
exactly,
What?
exactly. And by using the water bath, it thoroughly heats the entire bottle, and
Well,
the ultrasonic vibrations pretty much do the breakup of the aeration.
yeah. Well, that's true. I mean, like I said, it was just a thought, an idea.
No, it is a thought. It's an idea. It depends upon what you're looking for in the way you're mixing slash heating slash trying to do a clarification or whatever. It may very well be a viable option for somebody out there, and it's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Well, I'll tell you what. If anybody out there watching this on the replay, either A has one, or B is thinking about doing it, let me know. Let me know how it works for you. Let me know how it turns out. If it works great for you, let me know. If you do not recommend it, let me know.
Mm.
Let us know down in the comments.
There you go. There you
And I'll tell you what.
go. One of the things. Oh, I'm sorry. I
Go
don't
ahead.
mean.
Go.
When you're doing something like a 30 mil or a 60 mil bottle of juice and you pop it in here
Uh,
into the ultrasonic cleaner, one of the things that I've noticed that a couple of times I've had a brain fart, the wife will be talking to me or something like that, and I forget to put the nick in.
yeah.
When I forget to put the nick in and I pop it into the bath, the the juice bottle will flop over on its side. With the nick in it, it stays upright. So I can, it's like a double check for me, like, especially when I'm like, got somebody yakking in my ear.
Well, in all honesty, Joe, you don't need somebody yakking your ear for you to have a brain fart. Dorothy can confirm this.
Dorothy, if you know what's good for you, shut the fuck up.
Hey, Dorothy, it's okay. You can speak your mind. I can mute him. I'll tell you what. This would be actually a good segue. I'm going to try starting a new segment here during my shows or during these live streams of the bad dad joke of the day. So I have asked Joe here to come up with a bad dad joke. And as a matter of fact, if the people here watching the live stream and also watching the replay of it wish to participate, go ahead down in the comments and tell your worst bad dad joke if you wish. So, Joe, you said that you have one already ready for us here today, so go ahead. Let's hear your dad joke of the day.
Okay. Farmer was walking in his fields and he was walking past the strawberry patch, and he looked down and he heard this little whimpering coming from the strawberry patch. And he looks down and he sees this little tiny strawberry sitting there on the ground, kind of crying his eyes out. Farmer gets down on his knees and looks at him and says, "What's the matter, little guy?" And the strawberry's sitting there and he goes, "My dad's in a jam!"
Wow.
Like I said, it was, you asked for the bad one.
Wow.
Doesn't get worse than that.
Okay. Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
What is brown and sticky?
Well, there's quite a few things that are brown and sticky, but I'll bite. What?
A stick.
Wah, 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 wah.
So there you go, Dorothy. You ask what the heck is a bad dad joke? There you go. Bad dad jokes are they're jokes that you would expect your dad to tell that he thinks are hysterical, but in reality, not so much. So, if any of you guys know any bad dad jokes, please feel free to go ahead down in the comment section to type out your dad joke of the week, if you will. Don't be...
Gonna have to go what bit on that to top that one.
Oh, trust me, I've got worse ones than that.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
You know, I could... Hey, Joe, I could tell a steak joke, but they're never well done. There you go. There's a twofer for you.
Okay.
So, guys, feel free to go ahead down in the comment section and put your dad jokes in there if you want.
Okay, Daddy's got one here.
You go ahead and read it out there, Joe.
Okay. What did the Lone Ranger... Sorry.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, no, it isn't. Okay, what did the Lone Ranger say when he took his garbage to the dump?
Okay, now, honestly, I'm not reading forward on this, and I think I know the answer to it.
Okay.
What did the Lone Ranger say when he took his trash out? Ta-da-dum, 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 dum-dum, ta-da-dum, 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 dum-dum.
You're not reading ahead. Bullshit.
No, I'm not. I know that joke. I have heard that joke several times.
Hi-ho, sliver!
Right?
Away to the dump! Da-dum, 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 da-dum. Yep, okay.
And that is a good one, Dorothy. I give you props on that. Well done. Well done. It's like the other. There's another joke that goes along with that. A kind of, what did the Lone Ranger say when he went to the bathroom? Tick it up, dump dump.
Yeah. Okay, what did the Pink Panther say when he saw the dead ant?
I think you kind of screwed that up a little bit, but what?
I don't know. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop over here. Dottie's held up on the answer to that one.
Oh, that's Dorothy's? Oh, I have
Yep.
no idea, Dorothy. What did he say? Because I've actually heard a variation of this.
Dead ant, dead ant.
Oh Lord. Yeah, I've heard a variation. I've heard a variation of that. Of what did the Pink Panther say when he stepped on a bunch of ants? Dead ant, dead ant, dead ant, dead ant, dead ant.
Dead ant, dead ant, dead ant.
Yeah, I've heard a variation of that. That's a good one too. Excuse me. Anyway,
Yeah.
getting back to the regularly scheduled program.
Yeah.
Okay, Dorothy says one last one. All right, what's the last?
All right, go ahead.
Please go forth. Okay.
All right, we're waiting.
Okay, so this is Dorothy's son told her this joke, which would be Joe's nephew.
Mm-hmm.
Where do the does go at Christmas when Santa's away? Where do the does go at Christmas when Santa's away?
Shalom.
Hey, Julie, how you doing?
Oh, hi, Julie.
Yes, I don't think the does go to Shalom.
No, I don't think so either. I didn't realize. I was.
Wait
I
to
was
pay.
expecting Dottie's to come up. But
Wait to pay attention.
eh.
Hello, Julie.
What's up,
How are
Julie?
you doing?
To the bar to blow a few bucks.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow. Okay, that's good. Whoa, Joe, back up from the microphone when you do that, man. That's like loud as hell.
Sorry, I couldn't resist that one.
No, that was like right in my ear, blowing my damn ear out.
Well, I'll
Back.
have to get the other side cleaned out.
Back up.
Yes, that was bad, wasn't it, Julie?
I'll tell you what. Hey, Julie. Right now I started a new segment of bad dad jokes. So if you have any bad jokes that you wish to tell, please go ahead and let them rip. There is nobody going to be judging here, unless Joe tells a joke. Then we judge him horribly, and he should feel ashamed and bad for himself. But other than that, nobody else will be judged in here. And by the way, Joe, Miss Julie LeBlanc here is actually a very old friend of mine. I've known her for. We've known each other now for what, about a couple years, Julie?
Yeah, I know Julie also. She was the one who won my 100 sub giveaway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had a, what was it? A Limo 2 that I gave away on that one. And she won it.
Nice. I've known Julie since back in the day when I was actually a host on Vapors TV for one of the stations there on Vapors TV, doing a live show on there, and
Cool.
It's been at least a year and a half, maybe 2 years now since I started doing that, but she's always been there, been part of my shows and everything, and real sweet girl, real sweet woman, and good friend. So I'm very happy that she was actually able to catch this live stream here today and be a part of it.
Ditto.
But Julie, do you have any bad jokes that you wish to partake in today? I think she left. So I guess that would be a no.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's fine.
So, what next, brother?
Well, is there anything else going on that, you wish to talk about? I know that if anybody's down in Texas, if you're watching this replay and you're down there in Texas, at this point in time right now, you're definitely in my thoughts and prayers because there's a pretty good sized hurricane right now going through Texas.
Yeah, they're getting hammered out there.
Oh yeah. I hope everything. I hope everything goes okay for everybody there in Texas. No bad damage or anything, and no lives lost.
Yeah, really. Oh, that reminds me. Earlier I was looking on my Facebook. For most of you people out there who might have friends and family down in the Texas area, there is a page on Facebook where people can check in to let their friends and family know that they're okay. I forget what the heck it is, but you can go on to Facebook and type in Hurricane Harvey. I think it's oh jeez, I can't even remember right now. It just went yeah. But yeah, you can check in on Facebook and see if some of your friends and family that may be down there are okay. Just type in Hurricane Harvey into the search box. I think it's something safe Hurricane Harvey or something like that, or
right.
Something like that.
Yeah, like I said, my thoughts and prayers go out to everybody that's in the line of this storm and that are being affected by the storm. So, for those of you that don't know, I live in Central Florida by the East Coast, so I am no stranger to hurricanes. I know how they can be, and I know the destruction that they can cause. So I hope that everybody that is affected by this storm comes out with minimal damage, and I pray that nobody is injured or otherwise further hurt from this storm.
Yeah, same here. I grew up out in Far Rockaway, out in Queens, and if a lot of people probably don't know this, but Far Rockaway is basically a big excuse me, a big sandbar sticking out of the southwestern portion of Queens, just below Kennedy Airport.
Right.
And we had, in the 30 years that I lived out there, we had like 4 or 5 hurricanes come through. Hurricane David back in '85 came. The eye came right over Rockaway, literally right over it. And during that one, we had the bay meet the ocean, and Rockaway was basically turned into Atlantis. So,
yeah, it definitely can be rough. We've had, in recent memory, I think it was Hurricane Thomas was the last one that we had a couple years ago, or last year, that the eye came within 50 miles of the shore where I live. But, even though it didn't directly hit us, we had sustained winds clocked at 120 miles per hour here where I live, and it dumped about almost 2 foot of rain fell.
Yeah.
Needless to say, yes, we were flooded out.
And the storm surge must have been horrendous.
Oh yes, we probably had about 3 feet of water just from the storm surge itself.
Yeah.
I mean, it was to the point where I could I grabbed a canoe and I went canoeing down my street here. Yes, I am safe where I'm at. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It took a couple of days for the water to subside, but it did. But yeah, us getting flooded out, that's nothing new.
Yeah, what really got me was when the eye passed over Rockaway. Um, the winds were, God, they must have been at least 125, 135 miles an hour at the time. And you don't want to know what they did to the antenna system I had up on my roof at the time. Forget it, looked like a pretzel.
I bet.
But all of a sudden, the winds went from howling to dead calm, absolutely nothing, and it stayed that way for almost a half an hour. And then all of a sudden, the winds came from the backside of that thing, and just started slamming us. It was like,
and
I had always heard about that phenomena, but until I had actually lived through it, it was like, oh my God, it was so fracking eerie.
And let me guess, when the eye came over, like you said, it went calm for about 30 minutes. When the winds kicked back up again, when the opposite eye wall came over, the winds came from the opposite direction, didn't they?
Yep, they certainly did. And not only that, it was like getting hit with a freight train.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it went from dead calm to bam! You could hear the wind actually hitting the house, and it was just like slammed the side of the house. It was like, holy shit!
It's like it goes from dead calm to having 100-mile-per-hour winds in like a second.
Yeah, it was like, oh my God. And unfortunately, we couldn't get out of the house at the time. Because my car was dead at the time, so we basically had a just ride it out. Back then in '86, they didn't even have the coastal evacuation route stuff set up. They had nothing set up there in the city for anything. The last big one that what the hell was the name of it? That hit the city, that basically killed all the subways and everything else. Luckily, from David, they learned and they set up the coastal evacuation routes and everything else.
Right.
But they really didn't have any other plan in place until the last big hurricane that pretty much took out most of downtown Manhattan.
By the way, my friend here, Chris, says that Joe, your audio is lagging a little bit.
That might be.
So there's nothing I can do about that. That's all on Joe's end. But I think
I think it's from VC.
It very well could be. There's not much I can do about it, unfortunately.
Because what I'm seeing here in my window that I have up here from my audio and my video, it's basically lagging also.
Excuse me.
So, thank you very much, Mr.
Oh, he said that your video is lagging behind your audio.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm showing up here on my window here.
Yeah, I think that's
that actually also may be because my mic here is going into a mixer and then going through. So that may be an issue there.
It very well could be. So in other words, it's all on his end. It's nothing to do with me. Fix your shit, Joe. But one thing that we do have here where I'm at that does help with the flooding issue, like whenever a severe thunderstorm comes by or a hurricane comes through, there is a freshwater river called the St. Johns River that empties out into the ocean and the Gulf both. and it's a huge basically a huge freshwater river basin that also runs into the Everglades. That carries a lot of water out as well. So usually when we get flooded out, we only get flooded out maybe for a day. Then all the water makes its way to the St. Johns River, and then gets flushed out. So, we're pretty, good on that, if you will. The only bad part is in the St. Johns River, there are a lot of big gators. So if you live around here, you're like, a gator, okay, whatever. But if you're
gators, cottonmouths.
Oh yeah. But if you're not from around here, that's a good place to take somebody that's never seen an alligator in the wild. It's a good place to take them to see alligators.
Yeah, I'll just make sure you're in front of me.
Gators don't bother me. I look at an alligator, laugh, and say,
Yeah.
You bug me, you're a pair of boots. I don't care. And yeah, as Chris just said, lunch.
But was he referring to you as lunch or them as lunch?
I give him heartburn.
Yeah, he probably would.
Yeah, when I was younger, I lived in a house that our backyard there's a big canal right at our backyard. I kind of butted up to it. Went out in the backyard one day and there was an 8-foot gator sitting in our backyard. I looked at it and went, ooh, fun. I ran over, jumped on its back, wrestled it around for a little bit. Then I kind of scared it back into the water and never came back into the yard again, which was the whole point. I wanted to get it out of our backyard.
Yeah, you are a scary mother, aren't you?
Yeah. Especially when I walk up to, if I'm dating a girl and walk up to her house, meet her parents, and say, I'm here to date your daughter. That scares them.
As long as it doesn't scare them for the 12 gauge.
You pull a 12 gauge on me, I'll laugh at you and it's a nice gun. Mine's bigger though. You might hit me with a scatter gun, but oh well. It's just going to irritate me.
Yeah.
Let's see, Chris says, remember living in Louisiana, had an 11-foot gator behind the fence of his backyard. Yeah. That's kind of I wouldn't say a normal thing down here, but I do know of a few places where some 11-foot plus gators live. If you came down and wanted to see a gator, I could take you to a place you'd see a bunch of them.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Why not?
They can live their lives. I'll live my life.
Yeah.
And neither of the twain shall meet.
Yeah, but usually gators don't mess with you unless you mess with them, or it's their mating season and you get too close to a nest, then they'll mess with you. But for the most part, you don't mess with them. If you look at them from afar, they won't mess with you. Lord.
Yeah.
It sounds like we got the typical Florida weather kicking up. We got that hurricane over in Texas. We got a big low pressure system sitting right over the top of us down here in Florida. And it sounds like we got the typical summertime Florida weather. It sounds like there's some thunderstorms cooking up over towards, it sounds like right now towards Melbourne, towards the south of us, heading up this way.
Lovely.
Yeah. And yeah, there is a gator farm down here, kind of close to where I live. Where actually, Joe, if you came down, I'd take you down there. It's called Gatorland.
Okay.
And you can actually hold a baby gator. They take a baby gator. They tape up its mouth so it can't bite you. But No, I can take you down there. You can hold it. They take a picture with it, this, that, and the other, and they have all kinds of little shows where they do gator wrestling and actually talk about gators and stuff.
Mm. Well, they are a pretty ancient species, aren't they?
Oh yeah. Now, what is that? I can't really see it to read it. What did Dorothy say?
Do you know where Interlaken is?
Yes, Edgelaken. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yes, I know where. I know where it's at. I've never been there exactly, but yeah.
I think that's where she used to live.
Okay. Yeah, that's right next to Adelaken, right?
But bum bum.
Oh, okay. I live in a little town about 50 miles east of Orlando, right on the coast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know it's kind of near Palaca and Gainesville. I want to say I'm about 2 hours from Gainesville, roughly. And actually, if you really want to see the most inactive gators in all of Florida, where literally you could run up and slap them in the back of the head and they won't do anything, just go to Gainesville. Go to the University of Florida, the Gators. Anyway.
Oh.
Oh. Yes, I'm an FSU fan. Actually, Chris, I would, but unfortunately, my mother had another minor stroke last week. That's why I did not have a live stream last week. So, yeah, things are not very great right now down here. I know, but it's just having people to take care of my mother that I trust to actually take care of her. Yeah.
Yeah, that's always a big issue when you got to deal with caregiving.
Yeah. Trust me.
You really can't turn around. You really can't go play at many places.
Yeah. Trust me, I really do want to get up there and come see you guys, come hang out and take a vacation. I would love to. Just right now, the situation, yeah. Yeah, she had another, what they call a TIA. A TIA.
Transient ischemic accident.
Yeah. Incident. But anyway.
Incident.
Yeah. She had one, that happened not last Wednesday, but the Wednesday before last. She spent 5 days in the hospital. So, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, hopefully I can make it up there for the wedding. Seriously, I do want to get up there and I want to get up there as much as you want me to be up there. I want to be up there even more to be there for the wedding. I'd love to be there in the wedding as we previously had planned. Like I said, though, just circumstances right now are dictating different. And as you know, I don't exactly have anybody I can trust right now to take care of her, watch over her, and take care of her needs. But yeah, as far as the TIA went, knock on wood, she's not having any permanent side effects or anything. Like, she doesn't have any paralysis. She's still kind of confused a little bit, if you will, but that's not exactly unnormal for her. She doesn't have any kind of speech impediment, thankfully, so everything's looking good. Awesome. Okay, cool. All right, I'm glad that you were able to find a replacement. And again, brother, I'm really sorry about this. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
So how about you, Joe? You want to come down and take care of my mom while I go up north?
Mm-mm.
No.
No.
Ah, that's right.
Sorry, bro.
That's right. I don't think you'd be strong enough to pick her up if she fell or something.
I was an EMT for 9 years.
Okay. Again, I don't think you'd be strong enough to pick her up if she fell. Unless you can deadlift about 250 pounds dead weight.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
I keep telling my wife that I know a few things that she doesn't know that I know. So.
Do I still want that PS4 for Christmas? I guess so, yeah. I reckon. I mean, if you're going to twist my arm about it, Yeah, Chris is another really good friend of mine that I've known for damn near 10 years.
Cool, man. Oh, and by the way, Chris, congratulations.
Yeah. Or as my brother would say, congratulations and my condolences. Hey,
that's something time will tell.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
You know what the #1 cause of divorce is, right?
Marriage.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. Been there, done that.
All right. Chris just said, if you don't like the weather in Minnesota, just go a few miles in either direction and it'll change. Well, here in Florida, if you don't like the weather, just wait 5 minutes.
Yeah. Pretty much. Don't even have to get in the car to move.
Right. Oh, man. All right. Well,
looks like it's getting on that time.
Yep, it's going to be about that time, and we got some storms coming in. That thunder's getting a little close.
Yeah. So I guess it's time to call the ball.
Yeah, it's about time to go ahead and call it a day. Thank you all for coming out. Joe, you want to go ahead and do your little outro speech? Tell people where they can find you.
Yeah, my name's Joe. I'm the proprietor of my vaping place here on YouTube. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google Plus, and a couple of other places. You know, I'm all over the place. So
you can also find them on Tinder.
No.
On what's that other one that you were talking about before? Christian Mingle.
No.
No, you're not on there. Okay.
No. But yeah, just chop over to the channel and check it out. And if there's anything you like there, subscribe button is down in the corner over there, and you know, there's also like buttons as well.
Yeah.
So it's been great being on here again today and talking with everybody.
Yeah, thank you for taking the time to come out on this little live stream here, Joe, once again.
My pleasure, brother.
All right, and me, as always, you know, I'm tattooedbert. You can find me here at my channel that you clicked on to watch this live stream and or the replay. Go ahead, if you haven't done so already, click that little subscribe button, and also click that little bell icon and turn on notifications. That way you can get notified every time I do a video or go live here. You can find me also on Facebook. Twitter, all that good stuff. If you want to help support the channel, I do have links down in the description for a Patreon page that I made, and also for a PayPal.me link. If you want to support this channel that way and make a donation, you're more than welcome to, but no, you don't have to. You can also find me sometimes on Tinder. If you do come across me on Tinder, make sure you swipe right. All that good stuff. And thank you all for coming out, hanging out with me and Joe here, and just spending some time, spending an hour of your day talking with us. And also, guys, don't forget, down in the comment section, let us know what your favorite dad joke is down below. And yeah, as always, guys, have a great rest of your day, and vape hard, but vape safe.
Peace out, folks.